Hello, this is WellArmedWithTacos, and welcome to another Stories from Sector 8 video, or podcast, or audio log, whatever you choose to call it. In this audio log, or audio journal, I think I like audio log. Tacos log. Date, yesterday. It'll be 2 days after this goes up, but on the 14th. Excuse me. I played 40k. I haven't played fantasy in a long time, so pretty much presume there's no fantasy anymore. I played Gene Stealer Cults versus Deathwatch, and I was playing my Gene Stealer Cults. And it was a 1,000-point game, and it was the game that I'm happy to say finally ended my losing streak. After 7 losses in a row, I finally won a game, and that was yesterday. Neither of us brought any deep strike, though we both brought infiltrators, and that's good to note. And I don't really have any other general match descriptions here. We played Purge the Alien, and it was a table victory, so I did table him. As for the game itself, let me try to go into that. It was 1,000 points, and he brought 570 points of Imperial Assassins. He brought all 4 of the Imperial Assassins, the Vindicator and the 3 others. I don't know their names. And he spent his remaining 430 points on his Deathwatch stuff. So it really was. It was a unit of Deathwatch. I think it was 1 unit of Deathwatch, a Dreadnought, and his assassins. And it was a pretty close game, but I still pulled through and I won. It's weird, I'm drawing blank on this, even though I thought I had a lot to say. He brought his assassins, and his assassins really kind of cost him the match. Assassins are good at picking out characters, which my army isn't known for. Gene Stealer Cults don't make a big deal of that, so they really didn't do much against me, because my army is kind of horde based. I say kind of, it's semi-horde. It's more horde than Space Marines, but less horde than the horde armies. I'm on average I'm 10 to 12 points a model around that bracket. So I'm hordier than others, but not as horde as some other horde armies like orcs or Tyranids or demons. So they really didn't do that much against me. I told him if he didn't bring those assassins, he would have won outright. And that'll be what happens in the next video. But in this video, we're talking about this game. I brought 2 Goliath trucks with acolytes in them. I brought a unit of acolytes foot slogging, and then I brought 2 units of Gene Stealers, my acolyte icon word, and 2 groups of neophytes, just with auto guns and shotguns and las guns. No special weapons in the neophyte groups. No sergeants either. And is that everything? Oh, and a group of metamorphs. I brought the brood cycle, and then for my auxiliary, I brought a group of Gene Stealers. So there was 2 groups of Gene Stealers. That was basically my army, and I bought 2 trucks as well for the acolytes, for 2 of the units of acolytes. I would have brought a 3rd truck, but I don't own 3 Goliath trucks. I only own 2. I'm not happy with the Goliath trucks. I don't think they do a very good job. It's basically a Rhino. It's pretty much copy paste a Rhino, except a Rhino is still 35 points and a truck is 50 points. So it's like the point difference is 15 whole points. That's enough for me to bring almost 2 dudes, and if we're talking like neophytes, that's enough for me to bring 3 of them. So it's I don't think they're really that worth it. But I wanted to try him out, so I brought the 2 Goliath trucks with acolytes in them. Turn 1, his Vindicator Assassin puts a turbo-penetrating round into it and just blows it up. It's gone. So he has me infiltrate first because he won the die roll. I do all my infiltrates, then he puts out his 4 assassins, and he's already got his Deathwatch and the Dreadnought on the table. Pretty much what the theme of this game is I take units of 7 to 8 people, and I declare charges, and by the time I make it to the charge, only like 2 or 3 dudes are left standing, and those 2 to 3 dudes clean house. That was pretty much the thing of this game. He wounded the 2 groups of gene stealers and then assaulted them both, because he would rather be assaulted by them, or assault them, than be assaulted by them. And he killed both groups of gene stealers, but of course they killed a decent portion of the Space Marines before they went out. And then that was kind of the theme for this whole game. I would have my unit of the 2 units of 7 acolytes move forward. They would get Overwatch. They'd lose the first 4 of them. Then the 3 ones would make it in there and just rend and claw the Space Marines and kill some more of them and just whittle them down. The same thing happened to the Vindicares. One of the Vindicares I assaulted with the Metamorphs, and the Metamorphs killed it. That was the Anti-Psyker one. The Anti-Psyker one was assaulted by Metamorphs and killed by Metamorphs. The Vindicare was assaulted by Acolytes and killed by Acolytes. The melee-oriented one was assaulted by Acolytes and killed by Acolytes. And the last one was assaulted by Acolytes and killed by Acolytes. And every case, except the Metamorphs, with all the other ones, it was like, again, 2 or 3 guys make it. In all those instances, I had one of my drill weapons there, so they're all either strength 8 or plus. I make a save, make your 4-up, or be insta-killed. And that pretty much happens to all of them. All of them except one lost all of their wounds. I only insta-killed one of them, but that was how it sort of went down. I assaulted them, and unfortunately, none of those assassins have ever been an assault against my army, at least. So that was not good for him. As for his Deathwatch, I slowly just whittled it down with rend and claws. So I was able to pull that out and win that one. It wasn't close. I mean, it was sort of close, but it wasn't. I had 2 groups of neophytes untouched, which you can't really count, which is why I say it wasn't close, because they're only 240 points. So it's like they weren't that useful. My Acolyte Icon Word was still alive. My Metamorphs were still alive, and I had 2 units of Acolytes left. That was it. So it really wasn't that close, but it was close in the regard of he almost killed the things that could have killed him. And in that way, I mean, it was almost close, but it was a good win, and it was nice to get. Don't usually get a lot of those. I'm surprised I'm just drawing a blank on interesting things to say about this one. I'm mostly thinking about the next game, which will be next video, which I will do now. So, thank you all for listening. Sorry this one wasn't very interesting. I guess I don't have a lot to say about that one. Alright, thanks for listening, and tune in for the next one, which should be more interesting.